Residential sales comparison and income approaches, page 75. Sales comparison analysis. Adjustments and reconciliation. Public records, such as courthouse data, are also very useful to the appraiser and may reveal transaction data that was not made available to multiple listing services in private transactions. Using this data, however, may require the appraiser to broaden the scope of his verification process. When considering such data, the appraiser must identify if the transaction was arm's length. The characteristics of the being transacted may not be as plainly or accurately stated CH records, making verification of that element more necessary and sometimes complex as well. If the data being used is from a source not directly related to the transaction, a source that is familiar with the transaction and the property should be consulted. This more familiar source will help to provide the appraiser with critical elements in determining the transaction and property details. Some parties who would be familiar with a specific transaction, such as a real estate agent, are often reluctant to provide information. Such individuals could also be prohibited by regulation or agreement from disclosing information about the transaction that is considered confidential in nature. In many areas, if not most, the sale price of a property is public record. However, details such as financing terms and concessions, and conditions of sale could be considered confidential. In such cases, the appraiser may need to verify directly with the buyer or seller the specifics of a particular transaction. If a transaction cannot be verified as being arm's length or other vital information cannot be reasonably obtained, the appraiser should consider whether the lack of such verification would satisfy the scope of work and whether the results would be credible. ISPAP does not specifically address verification of comparable data. The burden is placed on the appraiser to be consistent with what his peers would do and what the regularly intended users in a similar assignment would expect of the appraiser. The scope of work rule of USPAP should be the appraiser's compass for what is appropriate in an assignment. Maintaining adjustment data. 1228 Individual adjustments identified by the appraiser and derived from ZOSIS, such as those indicated by paired data, are also usually kept on file by the appraiser and used in future assignments. Appraisers do not perform a new paired data analysis for every element in each assignment. Once an adjustment has been identified for a particular dement, such as a physical characteristic in one assignment, the adjustment can be applied in other similar assignments when warranted. But, while the appraiser may not perform a paired data analysis for every assignment, it is very important that the appraiser consider in each assignment if an adjustment continues to reflect the current market and is appropriate for use in the assignment. A predetermined adjustment for which its relevance and applicability when the circumstances of a transaction cannot be verified. The appraiser should strongly consider whether the data could still be used and if credible assignment results could still be produced. 75.